I will share with you something that actually most people many times don't want to deal with, but we all deal with. That is worry. And how to actually deal with it is very interesting because most of the people don't think that way. So, for instance, imagine there would be our brain, and let's where actually all our imagination is and memory and all this stuff. So, and basically, like memory is, we see pictures from the past, what happened. It can be real, it can be even distorted, but if our healthy mind is healthy, it will be real. But the idea it can be negative and it can be positive. So in the future, let's say like for the future side will be hope or a positive imagination. For the negative will be worry. So that's like what we dread at or we worry. So if we're imagining something bad, let's say like we won't be able to pay a rent or bills or something bad will happen, driving dark in the with the car, maybe something will jump out or whatever imagination this can be realistic, it can be unrealistic. It doesn't really matter, but the idea is just something negative. We imagine something negative happening in the future. So that would be like a worry side, and this would be like a hope on the positive side. So, and every time we see something nice, imagining something nice, expecting something to happen, it's like a hope. It's a positive side. If we dread something or we think like, oh, we're not gonna pass this exam or whatever, so then we worry, and then we imagine negative things. So, a few things. When we hope for something, actually, our we are able to look more towards external, so we tend to look also more outside, and we expect things better from God, from other people, from circumstances. So it's more like external look. Now the worry, we dread that something will bad happen to us or to somebody else, but in a way it affects us somehow. That we're gonna feel bad if something bad happens to others, but still it's somehow a negative effect towards us. Then we won't be able to pay something rents or whatever. So it's very internal. So what happens is actually in the worry side, we block ourselves away from external help. Somebody would like to help us, but we just can't see it because there is so much worry consumed. So of course, if somebody like comes directly and says like, "I will help you," so then might stop the worry. But if there will be somebody could help or there will be some resources, we might not even see that it's available. So whereas is a positive side, if we actually open sort of like doors for possibility to actually grow and expand our minds, expand our surroundings, expand our friendships, and many good things happen. So, for instance, in relationship wise, somebody expects for some new relationship to come, or um, I don't know, found a spouse and they're hoping for it, and eventually they get it. But if they worry, they always will stay single. So if somebody would show up, they most likely won't be able to recognize it because their mind is closed. Now that's just a basic operation of like worry and hope, and how to resolve these two differences. And first of all, we have to understand that it's like two different types of things people worry about. So one thing is outside of our control, and basically outside of our control and influence, and the other one is inside. So if you think about, there will be inner circle, like let's say like let's make it a little bit bigger. So that would be let's say influence in, and the outside bigger circle would be concern. So concern is something we cannot change. Some things like politics or wars or famines, whatever it is, it's outside of our control, because we cannot really change it, because unless you're a president of some kind of country and it directly relates to you, so then maybe you can change something, but apart from other regular human beings, we cannot change much about it. So basically, the way to deal with the concerns, we can give it to God. So everything what is concerned, we give it to the Lord, and we can pray about it, but we directly cannot necessarily influence much. So it's better to just give it to God and not to be bothered about, and believe that God can take care of us. So that's one thing. Also surrender all those things to God. Now, with the things that is inside of our control that we can change or influence, so we also actually still give it to the Lord, but in a little bit different way. The idea, we want to receive a plan. So why we worry is because we don't have a plan how to resolve specific issue. Now, like if, for instance, don't have a rent, or no, they were gonna kick me out because I cannot pay or lose my face or whatever. I will be ashamed. So whatever it is, this is worrying and coming up with problems. But the way to resolve it is to think like, okay, how can I turn this into a question? So first, find out what we actually worry about. So for instance, I cannot pay the rent and whatever. Somebody cannot do some work, like they will get kicked out of job because they don't have enough expertise in the job, whatever it is. So let's say like I don't have enough expertise in the job, and the worry is that they're gonna get kicked out. So then imagining all these wrong things. But at the same time, okay, like what can I do to get expertise? Lord, what can happen? Do I even need to do this task? What can be done in this specific situation? So then throwing in, then God can bring solutions. Let's say like study more, study specific field to get expertise. So, and the thing is that if we study and get more understanding, the word disappears because we get more, acquire more knowledge, understanding. It can be give it to somebody else, the task, give it away. And so the thing is that this way we will be able to get rid of the worry, because now we're receiving some kind of plan. So one plan would be study specific way at specific times. Other plan can be like talk to coworkers, maybe they can help, or whatever it is. So in every single situation, every worry can be stopped, given to God, asking for wisdom. Like Bible says that ask for wisdom, He will give you, and it will come in some kind of plan. Now, in terms of, so this is a very simplistic way. So in terms of timeline, so some things can be done right away. In terms of plans, can be discovered right away, like now, and some later. And the idea to deal things later is actually come up with a plan when it's gonna be done, dealt with. So when, let's say like it's not right now, but it will be like next Monday, or whatever. So and then you can write down in the calendar and specific time, and okay, this is when you're gonna think about it, or this you're gonna deal with it. So then you have like a space. Let's say if it was like a Friday, so then you know that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday you will have peace of mind because you already allocated time on Monday to think through it and deal with it. So this way you can have like also in your thinking and in space inside of like timeline, that you have peace for that specific thing, because you already have sort of like a plan how to deal with it. Either right now you have a plan, or you gonna get the plan or pray about it and get into it later. So that's few ways to what the worry is and how to deal with it.